indecision is a real thing, meaning that it's a real obstacle, it's a real barrier when you are stuck mentally on trying to decide the next step. I believe people are paralyzed by choices. I remember years ago I read an article that Costco, the wholesale company, that they did a study to see what causes their customers to buy more things. And in the study, what they found was when you give the customer too many choices of the same thing, they become indecisive, paralyzed, and they walk away. So, like, as an example, instead of having like 10 different brands of ketchup, they narrowed it down to only having a couple brands of ketchup. And I found that very interesting that a company would put millions of dollars into a study to understand human psychology. I remember I worked in Wegmans, which is a high-end supermarket in the Northeast. I was helping to build it, the electrical infrastructure for the building, and I remember they were at the point where they were painting the building, and the inside colors were selected. And they said to me, he said, you know how those colors were selected? That the company did another study. This company did a study, and they wanted to know what colors make people the most hungry. And those colors are the Thanksgiving colors, like the light brown, the light green. And so what I found in life is whether you have too many choices, whether you have the right or the wrong colors, everything affects us psychologically, and all this data can become overwhelming, and we're frozen in this state of indecision. Good to see you, Tony. And so, as I get older in life, and as I've stripped down my life to pretty much the bare essentials, I think that will keep you busy. You know, people are always struggling. What should I do next? Well, one is if you have too much, strip down to the essentials, because then you can build on top of that only which is serving you. Great to see you, Infinity. Love to you, man. Infinity asked me today, would I ever go west? And I told him, well, right now I have no desire. I never really had a desire to go west. My desire has always been to hug the East Coast, which I traveled again up and down this year. And for me, I'm in one of those points now in my journey where I'm always faced with, well, what do I want to do if I'm not going to travel west? If I'm not going to really do anything different than what I'm doing, I'm kind of like reached some of my goal set, which mainly be in Florida. Doesn't make sense to buy a home base. Doesn't make sense to upgrade my vehicle. And there's a lot of decision in my mind that I struggle with, and those are easy decisions as far as compared to what some people have. Because the hardest decision you're going to make is to eliminate. See, I'm trying to make a decision now whether or not I want to add. But it's hard to get down to the point of simplicity. People have complex relationships. They have a complicated life. And I think there's a yearning for simplicity. Now, I want to add this to balance that statement. There's some things in life you have to have a little bit complicated. You have to have a little bit of a challenge. You know, like your phone should be complicated. You should spend money on the highest end phone. It's a great resource. You know, there's things you'll have to do at your job that may be a little bit complicated, but that's how you'll learn and grow. But when you're keeping it simple, you remember what you're trying to accomplish. Sometimes you may have to get caught Or you may have to go down a path that's a little bit more complicated. Like, look, getting your brakes, getting your routers changed, doing different things in life, rather than you can't just gas and go. Like, I wish, I could just put gas in my car and never have to do any other maintenance. But I've had to do maintenance in my car. I've had to, and so what I've learned is only spend your energy and your time on the things that enhance your life. And you have to be really focused and clear on that. Okay. Because I believe that humans, and myself included, because I feel the pain, we overcomplicate our life. But I don't believe in Little House on the Prairie. I don't believe let's go back to being on a farm. I like the Federal Reserve. I like computers. I like androids. I like drones instead of hand-to-hand combat. I like virtual friends. I like a level of advancement that requires a level of complexity, right? So I'm balancing my statement of simplicity, but even at its very core, using technology. And thank you, Bryce, for the great compliment, brother. Reverend Sam, I'm in the house. Tony, I have noticed the more I simplify and pare down all my stuff, the easier it becomes. Snowball effect. Yeah, I mean, it's like everything in life, like once you get momentum, then you just keep it going, keep the fire burning. The hardest part about a campfire is getting it started. I didn't realize that till well, the first fire I built was in my condo. I'd some MILF coming over, and I said, man, I'm going to set the atmosphere something nice. So I bought some logs from ShopRite from the supermarket, and I threw them in a fireplace. I was trying to start a fire. It was like my first time in 10 years. I used a fireplace in my condo, and it was hard as hell to get that shit roaring. And what I learned is once you get it going, it's easier to keep it going, but it's very hard to start. I also learned today some girl could destroy her life, probably a middle-aged woman. She's moving out of New Jersey to Minneapolis, to Minnesota. And she was trying to tell me on one of her comments that, yeah, I wouldn't like Florida. It's always hot. I want to go to Minnesota. I told this bitch, you basically destroyed your life. She's another person that says she loves all 4 seasons. I say, yeah. I blocked her just for telling me some crazy shit like that. What a psychopath. She's going to destroy everyone in her life. I don't know, man. To me, it's simple where your clothes, guys, flip-flops, basketball shorts, and a t-shirt. Now, this weekend, we're going to have another cold front in Florida. It's going to be around 70 into the 60s, South Florida. I got a couple hoodies when I got to get complicated with my wardrobe. I'm never going back to triple down goose jackets, Timberland boots, 5 pairs of socks, long johns. Guys, flip-flops and basketball shorts to the day I die. And I block anyone who tells me, okay, they're moving to Minnesota and Minnesota's better than Florida. Good luck with that. Your mental health is a disaster. Yeah, and I had a couple psychopaths who watch horror movies try to tell me it doesn't affect their mental health. You should have saw their profile pictures in their videos. They were told nut jobs. And I had a friend growing up. He was a good friend too. He invited over to my house. I like him. I liked his sister. Just like as far as good people. But what I could tell you is his mental health was a disaster. And he kept watching horror movies nonstop. So what I could tell you guys, you want to destroy your mental health? Watch horror movies. Okay. Thank you again, Bryce. Thank you, Infinity Tony. But when in doubt, don't buy. Okay. When in doubt, don't acquire. Go for a walk. Why would you say this again? Because look, guys, when you're struggling on what to do next, you can have a complicated message, but it's really not what life is. At the end of each day, there's an evaluation. Okay, there's an inventory. Every day, at the end of the day, you should inventory your life. What's good, what's bad, what needs to go, what needs to get added, what stays. You're the manager of your life. Now, some people, they're a bad manager. Okay. They're a really bad manager. Okay? They're not managing their life well at all. Think about that for a moment. I want you to know, like, even if you're unemployed right now, you're a manager. You're a manager of your own life. How would you rate yourself? Are you a good manager? Are you a good steward? See, for some people, okay, that just blew their mind because they're saying to myself, well, I've never been a manager. I'm unemployed. Hoping that, well, let's stay positive. Let's stay positive. I'm staying a little positive tonight. But that's how you should look at your life. Okay. And, as I inventory my life, what do I feel? Well, one is I feel pretty pleased with where I'm at. I really do. I feel hesitant to mess up what I have going on. Because in one sense, I say to myself, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, is anything broke? Nothing's broke. I wouldn't say anything's broke. I think that's a good way to start. Ask yourself, is something broke in your life? If something's broke, you got to get fixed, guys and girls. If it ain't broke, you got to think about, well, now sometimes I will say, and I learned this too, being like an on-site manager of or being responsible for like equipment and infrastructure, is sometimes in life you do have to proactively change stuff, okay? Because you don't want to wait till there's something broke. And how do you kind of like say when something needs to be changed proactively? Well, age, condition, any signs of possible future failure, and cost effectiveness. Everything is risk management. Once you become a manager in life, whether you're a stockbroker, whether you are a guy who works at Discount Tire, or whether you're a project manager, what you're really doing is, look, guys, you're evaluating risk reward. Okay. Do you change out, do you patch the tire, or do you need a brand new tire? Okay. Do you replace the generator, or do you repair the generator? Do you buy a bigger house, okay? Or do you put on an addition? Or do you smack the shit out of yourself and say, look, we already ain't using the living room? K, $10 super chat. Hey, Nomad. Had a scare with my girlfriend. Thought she got pregnant. Ended up negative and I got out and dodged. Well, brother, I could tell you this. God bless you. God bless your girlfriend. And what I could tell you is, man, the Lord spared you. Okay. And what I could tell you is this. If you want to have kids in the future, that's one thing. If you know you don't, get a vasectomy. Infinity's got one. I know a couple people, very painless. Now, if you think you may want to have kids, I couldn't even, I was going to say, well, she should be on the pill, but I don't know if you could trust that. I was going to say wear a condom, but I know when you're horny, that's not going to happen. So what I could tell you is the Lord spared you. And I don't know, I don't want to tell you what to do because I just appreciate you sharing. What I could tell you is you just got richer. Okay. You say, I just super chatted you, motherfucker. How'd I get richer? Because if you don't have a kid, shit. If you don't have a kid, and if you're not married, even if you're married and you don't have kids, I mean, how tough is it really? It's not that tough, guys. Okay. Life gets tough when you have kids and pets. You go to another dimension. Thank you for sharing, Kane. Thank you for that tip. You go to another dimension when you have kids, guys. And I don't know if it's the 5th dimension or the 50th, okay? But it's a dimension where you never get your life back. I had someone tell me today, they got all adult children. One adult is close to 50. And they said to me, you know what? I can't spend too much time around my child because I want my life back. I spent my whole life raising them. And they're still struggling to, you never get your life back once you have a kid. You never get your money back. You're basically in another dimension. Now, look, again, you could be super wealthy. You could still live a great life with kids. Something great can happen, but the chances get harder. And if your kid gets hurt or sick, guys, that's a horrible thing to go through. Now, for some people, kids are their joy until they start to talk back and cost too much money. But look, I was a child. I'm an adult. And I feel like, hey, the Lord spared me. And then I realized that don't force the issue. Okay, but again, Kay, I want to thank you again for sharing. I don't know what you want to do in the future. Maybe you do have a goal to have a family, maybe just not right now. But I can tell you this is my opinion, but take it for what it's worth. If you know you do not want kids, if you know you can't see yourself in a minivan, if you know that whole life is not what you want, get a vasectomy and never look back, in my opinion. And never date a girl who wants to research how to reverse your vasectomy, because I've ran into those a few times. And for me, this is my personal opinion, my personal channel. And what I can tell you is that's a bitch. I hate to say it. What type of person does that? I would never do that. But that's my opinion. It's my opinion channel. Thank you, Kay, very much, man. It was gracious of you. Guys and girls, I hope everyone learned from that comment. Finley, Kay, you got to get a V. Well, if he doesn't want to have kids, I'm in agreement. If he wants to have kids, then, he's got to look at birth control. Now, you say, yeah, I want to keep it simple. Well, guys, pulling out is the simple birth control. I wouldn't trust that. Next is the condom, because if you're wearing a condom, you're like, well, because if you just trust them to take the pill, that's not 100%. And if you're a girl and they're just wearing a condom, that can break. Guys, sex is risky as hell. Hold on a second, 499 super chat. And I got no damn kids, so that's going all in my pocket. Paid the loan. You go to My Life is Boring, so I strive on family drama dimension. When you have kids. Oh, yeah. Kay, he just took us to the dimension. I got a little bit confused when I was reading it. He goes, you go to the My Life is Boring. Oh, that you're fortunate if that's all your life is. So I strive on family drama. Well, that don't sound too good to me. And when you have kids, he's basically saying, look, when you have kids, you're fucked. You're basically saying you're going to move to Minnesota. I had someone tell me that today. Coconuts. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. Coconuts. I had someone tell me today they're leaving New Jersey to move to Minnesota because they don't like Florida. It's always hot. I said to myself, oh my God. Imagine having a kid with someone like that. Imagine having a kid with someone who says, I'm not going to move to Florida because there's alligators, there's sharks. Hell to the no. Hell no. So Kay and Paid DeLolan, I'm sorry, I know I always said the name wrong. Thank you both. And what I can tell you, if you had a bad day, if you feel like you don't have as much as maybe other people don't, what I tell you is you are rich and at peace if you don't have any kids. Because even if you're in a bad situation, you can reverse it. Even if you're a gambleaholic and you wasted all your money on Bitcoin. Well, and Coconuts just told me Bitcoin's almost at 40,000. You say, well, I sold Bitcoin at 14,000. Now I'm pissed. Well, hey, if you ain't got kids, you can get right back in the game. Jessie O, my first ever member, she was a female stockbroker, very smart girl. She had a capital firm. She went bankrupt because that's what happens when you do trading in the beginning. You go bankrupt. You blow out a couple brokerage accounts. But she re-upped. She settled back in. She stepped away. And she dabbled back in. Now, look, when you don't have a family, guys, you can take more risk. When you got a family, your biggest risk is deciding to go to Target instead of Dollar Tree. Because Target is expensive when you got 3 kids, okay? It's fucking like going to the, I don't know what you would even call it now. Because even the rich stores are, they're done. But, all right, guys, let's take a hydration break. Powerful lesson tonight, guys. Keep it simple when it comes to, look, the biggest way you can keep it simple is stay single with no kids. You say, but I got money. I'm successful. Guys, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West have 4 kids. They're both wealthy in their own regard. Now, they're both going their separate ways, and it's going to be a clusterfuck the rest of their life. I still think Kanye is going to end up doing what Caitlyn Jenner did. I think he's going to get some type of operation, okay? Because, especially, too, after the thing that happened with Trump, Kanye's done, man. I mean, so... All right, let's take a hydration break, though. Let's stay positive. I won't go negative today. Thank you again. And the Lord spared me, too, though. That's true. All right, we're going to go back to the live comments in order. I got a little bit off track. Yeah, keep it simple, guys. Stay single. When in doubt, stay single. That's the simplest thing you can do in your life. Infinity said you can reverse it. Yeah, I've heard people say you can reverse it. I don't know how detailed that is, how involved it is. But in my opinion, I'd rather be faced with a dilemma of I have to reverse my vasectomy compared to I got a kid and I don't want it. Okay? So, like, Kay just got the scare of his life. Like some of you, and me too, look, you're scared to get the coronavirus. You got to go get a rapid test. That's scary. But I don't know what's scarier, that or your girlfriend taking a pregnancy test. Okay? Or if you're a girl, you got pregnant with your backup quarterback, with the guy you don't really like, and he's dead broke, waiting on stimulus. So, guys, I don't know what's worse. They said there's going to be a lot of quarantine babies. I said, well, Kay escaped the fire of hell by the grace of God. And in my opinion, the simplest thing you can do in life is stay single, get a smartphone, and get a vasectomy. Tony, Kay just won the lottery. Tony, you nailed it, man. You nailed it. Kay just got universal basic income, universal health care, and he just got $10,000 direct deposit automatically. Why? Guys, he just got a negative pregnancy test. I mean, that changed his whole life. Man, you only get so many times you hit the lotto like that. Hal, blessings to you, my brother. Blessings to you too, Hal. What I can tell you, Hal, is be careful, man. I know you may still be having sex with your ex-girl, but I want you to be careful, man, because we got to keep it simple. I love you, Hal. It's great to see you, brother. Coconuts. I saw that today. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, and his Tesla is at an all-time high. It's amazing. It's amazing. Look, I always knew he was a smart guy. Sometimes he pissed me off because he was like pro-Trump when the coronavirus started. Let's not forget that, okay? But even him, he resigned off of Trump's climate change council because he said that Trump refused to address any issues because Elon Musk believes in climate change and he believes in universal basic income. And so he's a cold-hearted capitalist too. So what I can tell you is, guys, we're going down that dimension. Okay. Like it or not, guys, we're going to the dimension, okay, of you get Social Security when you're born. We catch up. America catches up to the other first world countries that have universal health care. However, you don't get ahead just because you get Social Security, just because you get universal basic income. Because I know seniors right now, they got health care, they got Social Security, average Social Security $1,500, and they're struggling. So a lot of you guys and girls, if you think that's a good thing, it is a good thing. But if you think you're going to get ahead, you're not. You're going to still be. Now, some people are okay with just getting by. I'm not. I don't want to just get by. Shit. Now I want to get ahead. Okay. I'm living simple so I can get ahead, not get by. Okay. Now, everyone's different. Some people say, well, fuck you. I just want to get by. Well, make a channel. Well, you won't make a channel because you just want to get by. You won't put any effort into your life. You just want to get by. Nah, you're not my type of person. Okay. We two different type of people. So what I can tell you is, guys, there's a sofa, there's a recliner, and I've spent years on them. Even then, though, work overtime, work 2 jobs. So what I can tell you is this. Guys, I'm not your cup of tea. You're not my type of MILF. And what I can tell you is I don't need you. Why? Because I'm single. And that's the best super chat you'll ever get. No kids. Praise the Lord. Coconuts. Workhorse moving higher. Is it? Who was my man Challenger the Welder? He got into another stock. That's the problem with single stocks. I don't like it either way. Let's see what Workhorse is at. I don't want to do this to my man Challenger the Welder, though. Everything's higher. What is it now? It's 27? Yeah, well, you can't go backwards. Like I said, that's why I hate single stocks. Because it's like you're never going to get all of them right. But like Mark Cuban says, you don't have to get all of them right. You just have to get one right. But however, I'm not a buy and hold guy. I'm an in and out. I only want 0.1%, 0.25% per day. Anything above that's gravy. Everyone's different. Bryce, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube, but I'm brainstorming and I'm terrible communicator. How should I go about this obstacle? I wouldn't. I would put your energy into something else because I wouldn't have a YouTube channel unless you had a main job. Okay. Why? Because YouTube is going to be a couple years of not getting paid, and you're going to have to put time and effort into it. So you don't want to put all your time and effort into something that's not paying you, that's very challenging. You got to put a lot of work into it, and you got to get lucky. And you can spend some of that time and energy on a main job, get your money bag right, and then do this on the side and be creatively free. So what I could tell everyone in that, I practice what I preach. And so what I could tell you is get your main job going. Okay. And then on the side, if you want to do YouTube and try it, that's what I did. So I can only practice what I preach. I can only share that with you. But if you're a bad communicator, and like just last week, Bryce, you told me you wanted to shut down all social media. It doesn't sound like, I'm not going to say you can't do it, but it doesn't sound like that's you. Because like I tell you, I would tell you to DoorDash and forget YouTube. Okay, and when you can DoorDash for a year straight and you're making at least $2,000 a month, then YouTube. And yeah, what I can tell you is you're being lazy with your money bag, and you're being lazy, and that's why you're lonely. Laziness is the cause of most people's problems. And if you think you're going to be lazy and a YouTuber, I've met a lot. I'm not going to lie to you, Bryce. I've met a lot. And where are they now? They may still be watching, but they got a lot of different profiles since they started. And they uploaded a couple videos and they're gone. Okay, why? Because they realize, look, they didn't put any effort into their real life. So why would they put any effort into their YouTube life? They're the type of people that just getting by. And what I can tell you, guys, YouTube is not for people just getting by. There's some exceptions. Like people always say, well, what about this person? What about that person? Guys, again, Michael Jordan got cut from the high school basketball team. So there's exceptions. There's 90-year-old people running a marathon. But most people I know in the 60s and 70s, they're not running a marathon. Most people I know that got cut from the basketball team, they're not in the NBA. Most people I know who started YouTube, they're not around. Okay? And for me, I almost quit a few times. But like I said, I secure the bag in other ways. So this is cherry on the top. Okay. And you never make it the souffle unless you have 3 years of positive tax returns averaged out to a sustainable income where you could pay your own health care and be sustainable. And like even the video I did today, guys, if I'm not, like people like my live feeds because people like to interact. But even the video I did today, would it get like 100, 200 views? My average videos don't get that many. So it's consistency. It's out of the 3,000 videos I got, maybe 10% made several thousand views, maybe a couple of 100,000. Maybe I go live every night. I dedicate an hour. I have the gift of gab. I've refined it. Okay. And I have the mental toughness to deal with every psychopath that's watching with a football helmet on. Okay. And they're not in the NFL. They just got a football helmet on. Total fucking psychopath. Okay. So what I can tell you is this, Bryce. I encourage you to live your best life and don't worry about what I think. But I can only share what I did. What I did was built a career. What I did was got my health, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything together. What I did was I lived in my car before I started a YouTube channel. Then after things were good for me a little bit, I did things like YouTube on the side. Okay. And I said, well, if it hits, it's cherry on the top. If it doesn't, I shut it down and I still got a steak at home. And I don't even eat meat like that. Okay. So, that's kind of like my best advice that I can give that's honest with you. But I love you, brother. I appreciate you sharing. Tony. Tony says, Kay, just escaped a lifetime of Taco Tuesday. Yeah, I know. It's just that I'm worried about Kay because I feel like the guy's got a good sex drive, which is good, but I think he's going to probably cream pie his girlfriend within the next 3 months. Why? Because most people are habitual offenders. But at least he made it through another day. And sometimes in life, just get through the day without cream pieing your girlfriend. And that's a win. Okay. Yeah, Pay Diolan broke that down, man. Look, yeah, if you want that family life, it's a disaster. That's what he basically said. Thank you again, Pay Diolan. Thank you again, Kay. Coconuts. Yeah, Bitcoin's at 39K. Unbelievable. Keeps going up. Well, I remember when I was coming up, my mom and everyone in society told me real estate always goes up and real estate crashed, but real estate's back up. So in one sense, we could probably say real estate always going to go up. Stocks always going to go up. They may go down and they're going to go back up. Now there'll come one day where everything shits. But when that happens, what you ain't going to do nothing anyway. You're all going to be fucked. We're all going to be fucked. So guys, I think we're in a whole new dimension. Okay. But I think even in that new dimension, if you got kids, you're fucked. Yes, I think. Because guys, even if you got universal basic income, and even though you get an extra $600 per kid, you still dead broke. That's what I think. Good job. Donate. The best birth control is masturbating in a sock. Well, I agree with that. But some people need the sugar walls. I've had a lot of psychopaths tell me, Sam, the sock doesn't feel the same as warm pussy. And it doesn't. But I'll tell you this. A kid, well, one is, guys, after you have a kid, you're done. Okay, so look, enjoy that warm pussy. Because what I can tell you is, you're fucked. Yeah, I'll take an N1 sock any day, man. Hey, guys, I'll take an N1 sock any day, man. Hate to say it, okay? Hate to say it. But that's the reality of life. Some people can't handle it. It's my opinion. Just my opinion, my child. How I would still pull out even with a condom on. Oh, you're going to end up having a quarantine baby. Safe than sorry. Trojans are cheaper than kids. Yeah, it's true. But look, guys, in the heat of the moment, like even when I close your ears for those who get offended quickly or those who can't hear sexual talk. Guys, when I'm masturbating, like, and I'm getting all worked up, like even me, I'm like, take the condom off. Like, you know, so it's like, you're not in the right state of mind. So what I can tell you is, guys, you can only play with fire so long before you got 3-degree burns and 3 kids, and then you're fucked. Coconuts, yeah, stock market, inflated. Everything's inflated. Guys, welcome to inflation. Okay. Am I mad at it? Hey, guys, what's the opposite? Deflation? Everyone's broke? I don't know. What are you going to do? Tony? Anyone who does not like humidity is a psychopath. Anyone who moves to Minneapolis is a complete psychopath. That's all, yeah. I don't think there's any debating that. Bryce? There are a lot of green money emojis in YouTube, and I'm with it. Seen a dude get 20K subscribers in 2 weeks. Yeah, again, I seen Michael Jordan, get cut from the basketball team and go in front of my own eyes and went live for the first time. All right, well, Bryce, let me know when you make a video tomorrow, the next day, the following day. Bryce, last week you told me to shut down your YouTube channel. Now you're telling me it's going to not be hard. I'm with you. But now I'm going to hold you accountable, okay? As a member, now you're going to hate me. I understand it. But this is what I want to tell you. Tomorrow you come in this live feed, I'm going to ask you if you upload a video. The next day I'm going to ask you to upload a video. And if you say, well, I'm not going to upload a video every day, that's all right. I want to know your subscriber count this week, next week, etc. Subscribers don't mean shit, okay? I know people that got 100 subscribers. They don't make as much as me on revenue. Why? Because subscribers don't pay you. Views pay you very little, okay? And what I can tell you is if you're not a good communicator and you're going live, somebody goes super chat you better look good. Okay. So, guys, I'm not trying to... Bryce, what do you do for a living? What I'm trying to tell you, man, is... I don't know, man. I just think you're sold on a dream, but I'm not mad at you. But I can't go with you down that route. I think it's a disaster. But let me know how you make out. Let me know. How I'm not trying to survive. I'm trying to live it to the limit and love it. Jay-Z. Yeah, guys, Jay-Z almost got a divorce. Okay. He basically told you he almost ended up like the guy who cheated on Halle Berry, Eric Benet. So what I could tell you is, guys, I think Jay-Z and Beyonce will eventually get a divorce, just like Beyonce's mother and father. Why? Because, guys, you can make lemonade out of lemons, but eventually even lemonade is bitter as hell. And what you're going to find out is Beyonce going to eventually look like her mother. You say, her mother's beautiful. Yeah, all right. Well, hey, look, why'd they get a divorce? Because, guys, look, there's always another pretty young thing, okay? And now Beyonce is just a Becky, okay? Guys, Beyonce fell off. I don't know if you guys, she could still sing. Probably one of the best talented people ever. But she getting older by the day. And Jay-Z is no longer like the cool thing. Guys, gangster rap's done, okay? Rap is done. Like, I remember when I was coming up and I was in construction, I was working with a heavy metal guy. And I was telling him, look, rock is dead. And he didn't want to accept, like, he had his Harley Davidson. He had, like, his beard, like a trumper. Like, they don't want to accept the election's over. You guys lost. He didn't want to accept that rock is dead. Rock's been dead for, like, 2 decades. Guys, rap has been dead for about, Nas said hip-hop was dead in the early 2000s. I think he was right. So, guys, Jay-Z's done. But Jay-Z, he's smart. Why? Because he didn't keep his money in rap. He leveraged it out. Now, Live Nation is a publicly traded stock. They're close to an all-time high. So don't become a rapper, invest in Live Nation. But I don't tell you what stocks to buy. Because I don't invest in Live Nation. I'm just saying, but I'm trying to make it a point. Bryce, I have a main job, good. And I disagree with you, okay? You could be doing the work of your life and still feel lonely, okay? There are lonely millionaires. That comment was just based on me cutting off my fam, that's all. All right, fair point. I appreciate you standing up for yourself. Let me know how you make out, man. I hear you, man. I don't want to be negative because there's, I hear you. Yeah, look, guys, don't let me steal your dreams. That's how I tell you. Again, there was people that came on my channel when Bitcoin was under 20,000. And they said, buy Bitcoin. And I said, you're a psychopath. Okay. And guys, Bitcoin's now 40,000. So, like I always tell you guys, I'm humble enough to say, I'm not always right. Okay. So everyone's got to do what they got to do. But I also have my channel that I've built, that I put the work into. And what I tell you is, my opinion is, when you want to do something, you just fucking do it. Okay. And you just tell your pastor, I just called TBS. You just tell them, I already started my nonprofit. I already filed the paperwork. Can you help me with this? You come to the channel. I had a couple girls that came on my channel. They said, oh, come subscribe to my channel. I uploaded 2 videos. They uploaded a bunch of videos in the first week like a bat out of hell. Now they're gone. Okay. So I can only share my experience. My experience is every person that's come on this channel and told me they're going to start a YouTube channel, I think two still exist. And my man, Internally Inspired, he never even told me. He just fucking did it. And Gail, she never told me either. She just fucking did it. So what I can tell you is, guys, when you're ready to do something, don't ask permission. Just fucking do it. Okay. And I would also say, don't even ask. Well, I did it. I'm not going to say that. I was going to say, don't ask for people to support you. But I remember going on other channels, and when my channel was new, I said, look, come on my channel. I just upload videos. Support me. So I did that. I don't want to be a hypocrite. So I don't want to be unfair to you, Bryce. I'm not trying to be like, I know coming across that way, but I'm just sharing these are my opinions. Is that, go for it, man. Just fucking do it. And let me know how you make out. You know what I mean? Like every other person that's come on here, I'll subscribe. I'll click the thumbs up. I'll leave a comment. Because I'm not a hater. I'm a congratulator. But I'm also someone who has seen a bunch of people come and go and said they're going to do it. And their mental health just took a hit. Because I think people underestimate the mental aspect of YouTube. They underestimate seeing themselves on camera, especially if they're a bad communicator. And if they already got bad mental health, their mental health basically goes in a shithouse. And then they go into another dimension of being bitter the rest of their life. So all I'm telling you is you better get ready because you're going to fight. Because I don't want to say that only I can do it and you can't. That's not true. But what I'm trying to tell you is, guys, YouTube has been very hard in some regards. And Now I'm starting to see some of the fruits of the benefit. But first 2 years, guys, it was a fucking charity. So all I can tell you from my experience, if you want to work for free for 2 years, have a YouTube channel. Guys, I don't have 20K. I uploaded every day. I didn't get 20K viewers in 2 weeks. Now, some people did. Bryce says some people did. I don't know any who did. And if they did, they're a rarity. Now, again, does that mean you shouldn't do it? You may be a rarity. Guys, it's like, you know what I mean? So the biggest thing is like, you have to decide how you want to run your channel, what you're going to do. The biggest thing is a relationship building. Like, you guys know me, like, I'm pretty much straight shooter. So most people just want to be talked to. So if you can talk to people, if you can just keep them company, they don't give a fuck. You may be okay. But you're going to go through a lot of cheap bastards, a lot of psychopaths to get to the good people that just want to be talked to. Because most people just want to be critics. Most people just want to be anonymous. And then before you know it, not good. My opinion. This is my opinion on YouTube. I'm just sharing my experience. How? Jay-Z will always be the man. Well, no, I think Nas sunned him. But he is, he's still one of the all-time greats for what he did. He evolved with time. He did, and I give him credit. Even him squashing the beef with Nas, signing him. And look, he made some. Now, some things I don't fuck with Jay-Z. But I would say, yeah, no doubt, he broke down a lot of barriers. He is not a businessman. He's a businessman. No, and he definitely, he definitely took it to another dimension. And there's something to be said for that. I gotta agree. How gotta grow with time. Now, there's no doubt about it. No, he showed that. That's what. Even though, because I was more of a Nas fan than a Jay-Z guy, but that's one thing I'll tilt my hat to him is that, he learned to evolve. He was humble enough to like piece things up. So, yeah, I mean, I give him credit for that, So, now Jay-Z is the opposite of what I'm preaching tonight, which is keep it simple. But Jay-Z and someone on that level, again, they're not the average. They're the exception. Even me, I'm not the average in some areas. Now, in some areas, I'm below average. In some areas, I'm above. In some areas, I'm just average. What you have to find out in life is where are you above average and then deploy some of your time and energy. Like, again, if you know you're below average in communicating, do you want to deploy more of your time and resources? Are you a great artist? Are you a great painter? Are you a great mechanic? I know some people on YouTube, they're great mechanics. So I said to myself, why wouldn't you put time into showing your mechanical skills or working at a mechanical shop? But again, they use YouTube as a recreational tool. Okay. And like their recreational vehicle, it goes down in value, not up. So, look, guys, I watch some psychopath. He plays the guitar. I try to encourage him because he's a psychopath, a drunk. But no one wants to hear his guitar, even me. I don't think he plays that good. People want to hear him just rant and rave. But the guy gets paid pretty much nothing. Okay. But that's what brings all the, boys to the yard. So like Khalees said. Even me. Guys, people like to see me go wild. And some of that wildness, could really get me in trouble. Okay. It's really risky being a YouTuber. So again, am I down on being a YouTuber? No. Journey with Jordan, Tennessee's in the house. Recreational tool emoji. Well, damn it, brother. I'm out here struggling, man. I'm losing a lot of people because I'm basically, damn it, Journey with Jordan. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to you. What I can tell you is this, guys. If you know you're bad at customer service, don't be a DoorDasher. Why? That's customer service. So again, what I've learned in life is deploy your time and energy to that which you're good at. Now, here's the other thing. You're not born good. Like, I'll say this. Thank you again, Journey. Great to see you, man. I'll say this. When I started as an electrician, I didn't want to be an electrician. I was working, I think, retail at a mall. I was thinking about going to DeVry for computers. And I got an opportunity to become an electrical apprentice in a union in New Jersey. And I didn't want to work with my hands, but then they told me, like, look, the starting pay is $12 an hour. You could top out around $30. I said, well, fuck, sign me up. And I went on that job site and I sucked. And I hated it. Now, over time, I got a little bit better. And I would say even in some areas, I was average or above. Some areas still below. But what I did was I did it long enough to get what I needed to get, okay? Because it was worth my time and energy. Guys, $12 an hour to $30 an hour in 5 years. But I worked some nasty jobs. I worked in oil refineries, pharmaceutical plants and ditches, in a Wegmans food market. And I've seen a lot of people with the same opportunity quit because they didn't have what it takes. I've seen it in the electrical field and I've seen it on YouTube. And at least the electrical field, even if you quit, at least you got something on your resume. Like, I don't know if you can go to anyone and say, look, yeah, I was a YouTuber. I had about 100 subscribers and 5 psychopaths that followed my channel. Okay, but guys, in the new world where Biden's the president, guys, that may count, okay? Because we're in a whole nother dimension when it comes to economic conditions, man. We're in a whole nother dimension, okay? So, I'm just sharing, guys. Good comments, though. I love everyone. Bryce, yeah, I'm thinking about it. I don't want to discourage you. It's not final, still brainstorming. Well, again, I don't want to discourage you, brother. I love you. I respect you. I know I'm going crazy a little bit. But what I can tell you is when you want to do it, okay? Don't even, just fucking do it. Because, but like, it's like that hesitancy, like, it is scary. I was scared as hell. I left my first video up. Bryce, I want you to YouTube search Inspirational Nomad Genesis, my first video. It was a fucking disaster. Okay. Look at my first live feed. It was a fucking disaster. I still got it in my playlist. So I will say, but I also I had a radio show. I was in a church for 10 years. I developed my communication skills. I've always had that gift. I've always been good a little bit like with technology. Like there's some psychopaths, like look, Bob Wells, he goes up every day. Are we live? Are we live? Bob, you're fucking live, Bob. But he's got thousands of subscribers. Million, because guys, he figured out old destitute women on Social Security, they need someone to talk to. And Bob said, well, come on down to the RTR. Thank God he did that pre-COVID because he would have never been a star. And he would have been, he was in poverty, living off Social Security, disability. So guys, again, if you think universal basic income is going to get you ahead, it's not. It's going to get you by. I want it to exist, just like Elon Musk wants universal basic income to exist. But what I'm trying to tell you is it's going to get you by, not get you ahead. I want to get ahead. And good job. Hal, I wanted to start a YouTube channel. Then I remember what you said. I need to secure a full-time job, fix my shit, then go. In my opinion, that's what I did. I can only practice what I preach. Sam, I respect you and your opinions and advice. Thank you. You keep being you. Well, I appreciate that, Hal. And again, I want to make the statement that just because I say it doesn't mean that's the only way to do it. There's other ways to do shit, guys, and there's other people that are more successful than me. So I am humble enough to say I am not always right. My way is not always the best way. Okay? But I am not going to not share my testimony, which is secure your main job first, do YouTube on the side, and don't bank on it. Even now, like guys, my channel's finally at like a somewhat average level. You can't bank on YouTube, guys. You can't bank on it's a great side thing, but that's what it is. And you're dealing with mental side. Look, guys, if you can't deal with a thumbs down, don't even fucking have a YouTube. I had a troll, some bitch from Oregon with bad mental health, and she had a son. He should have been aborted because her mother's a disgrace. I hate to say it. Because I said something, I don't know, I said something about Joe Biden or whatever, and even though I voted for Hillary, I said something made her upset, probably about mentally retarded people shouldn't have kids because it's a disgrace to the kids that got to suffer through the world. She got mad. Okay. She then attacked me and went on other channels to attack me. This brain dead bitch uploaded videos and refused to allow people to thumbs down her video, like where you can't see thumbs up, thumbs down count, because she don't have the mental capacity to handle that. She got the mental capacity to troll, but not to allow other people to troll her channel. So what I found out in life is there's a reason that Facebook never put a thumbs down, because most people aren't mentally strong enough to deal with a thumbs down. You know who the real mental retards are? They click the thumbs up on their own comment because they have, guys, if you're the type of person that you click the thumbs up to your own comment, there's no way you're mentally fit to be a YouTuber. You're not. You're not ready. And I've been there myself. Okay. I love you, Pluto. I love you, Journey. I love everyone. I even love that psychopath from Oregon. But I got to speak on it. Okay. Because this is what YouTube is, the ultimate mental challenge. And if you guys can't look at the screen and see yourself, people are going to comment on your looks, and I look good, and they comment, and I say, this ugly bitch, ugly dude. I had transgenders trying to get with me. Yeah, look, they just take away thumbs up. Because as soon as I wouldn't say, oh, I want to get with you, you look good in makeup. I'm like, guys, I stand for equal rights, but I think you look like shit. I think Caitlyn Jenner looked like shit, okay? I think she shouldn't have got surgery. She should have just took it in the ass. But I stand with equal rights, okay? And so what I can tell you is I want you to have equal rights to use the same bathroom or whatever. I really don't care. But I think that fake boobs on a girl look bad. If I think fake boobs on a girl looks bad, how do you think fake boobs on a guy looks very bad, okay? So what I can tell you is this, guys. This is what you're dealing with on YouTube, okay? And if you're not ready to deal with that, guys, you're going to go to a whole nother dimension, and it's not a good dimension. So, this is the reality of life, guys. I'm trying to prepare you for it. Okay? Journey, what was the hardest part of transitioning from working in the field to the office? That's a good question. From working construction out in the field to working in an office, the corporate side of things. Well, my initial thought was going to be office politics, but I would be lying to say that was the hardest part because I was already prepared for it. Because I knew politics was part of life, but in the field, like you curse at people or it's a lot more brash. At least working construction in the 90s in New Jersey, New York, it was a whole different, politics a whole different way. Okay. So I will say politics, but here's how I transitioned because when I got out of the field and into the office, I started to work at nights. And working at night, I didn't have to deal with as much of the office politics. I had to learn how to write emails without putting all caps. I remember one of my first emails I sent to my manager that all caps. He sat me down in the morning, he laughed. He said, Sam, I got to teach you how to write an email. I wrote an email to my boss with all caps like a psychopath on YouTube. I had no training. I was out in the office. And this was when computers were just coming out. So you have to learn from using a hammer to using a keyboard. You have to learn that you should probably never put caps lock on. You have to learn that when you have a disagreement with someone in the office, you're not in a ditch with an alcoholic where you can say some crazy shit. You have to learn to be Joe Biden, not Donald Trump. Okay. Because what I can tell you is there's a lot of people who think you can live like Donald Trump, and they are now disgraced beyond belief. They're deplorables. Hillary Clinton was 100% right, guys, that it's a batch of deplorables. Okay. Now, the bad thing is there's some good people that got caught in that algorithm, because I do believe there's some good people that tried to rock with Trump. But what I can tell you is, guys, when you're out in the field, you're with the deplorables, okay, in many instances. When you're in the corporate world, there's still shiesty, nasty people. But, guys, you got to act like Joe Biden, not like Donald Trump. And some people can't act like that. And that's why they go back to turning wrenches. And what I can tell you is I never want to turn another wrench. And what I can tell you is I'd never talk like this in a conference room, okay? Why? Because there's different protocols, okay? So some people don't understand protocol. They don't understand, like, I have to talk different when I'm in a garage versus I'm in a conference room. And they just think, well, guys, look, now look, you can still be honest and sincere. I'm not saying you have to be Hillary Clinton, where she said she had hot sauce in her pocketbook when she was interviewed by Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club. That was a disgrace. I'm not gonna lie. So, but what I'm trying to tell you is, guys, like Dave Chappelle said, keeping it real can go wrong. Okay. And you got to learn to keep it about the money bag. When you're in the corporate world, guys, about securing the bag. Now, unless you're asked to do something immoral, illegal, or hurtful. Then, you got to speak up, or you can't do it. But if you're just asked to play the game, then you keep your mouth shut and you look at the long-term objective. Some people can't do that. So guys, that's a great question, Journey. I hope that helped you in some way. I just shot that off the hip. Good question, man, Bryce. Yeah, I seen that you got way better. Facts. Well, I appreciate that, Bryce, and I appreciate you. And I don't want to discourage you. I know I feel like basically I discouraged you. So again, I want to balance it. Again, I'm balancing it. That I don't want to be Will Smith in the movie Pursuit of Happiness, where he discouraged his son from being what he wants to be. I want you to be what you want to be. Whether it's a YouTuber, a transgender with fake boobs, or whether it's a construction worker, IT worker. I want everyone to be what they want to be, guys. I really do. But I really want to be honest that I'm just sharing my life experience. Journey, I remember watching one of Sam's early live streams. He was so excited when a comment came in. Guys, I can't believe you, Jordan, you've been around a long time. Guys, it was a fucking ghost town. Okay. And even now, I got relatively a below average amount of people on my live chat. So, but again, I probably make above average salary compared to most other YouTubers. Because they're sitting there for 5 hours. And I did it for a couple years. But then I realized, oh shit, guys. They're sitting there for like 5 hours just talking about whatever. Talking about RVs, talking about the guys, hell no. Now, I like talking about that stuff. But I can't spend that many times. I mean, that's crazy. So, but it's just like the apprenticeship of being an electrician. For the first 5 years, for the first couple of years of being an apprentice, you're gonna get other people's tools. You're gonna get coffee. You're gonna just be someone who helps other people. That's how it is when you start YouTube. And then, as you get more certifications, you start calling the shots. But even now, guys, if I average the time I spend on YouTube answering the comments, uploading videos, doing lives, divided by how much revenue, I'm still probably just about, I would say probably about $15 an hour. Okay. So that's a blessing to me because I enjoy doing this and it all adds up. Okay. But what I'm trying to tell you is there's other things you could do with your time and energy. And it's very risky. Guys, I've been noticed in public. And it's been good interaction so far. But what I can tell you guys is like, do you want people, and who's going to watch your videos when you first upload? People you know. Are you going to tell people you know you masturbate in a sock? Guys, are you ready for that type of mental assault? So you also got to have a little bit like, I'm going for them, and I don't give a fuck. Now, most of you are probably not going to talk about I masturbate in a sock. I didn't talk about that bit. What are you going to talk about? So you should come up with a game plan. What's your artwork? What's your emoji? What's your avatar? What's your backdrop? What's your first 4 videos going to be about? Or is it going to, what's it going to be about? Like I had some people, they upload YouTube videos and they're not about anything. But I'm not even mad at that. But you got to be consistent. At least upload a video every day and let it not be about anything. But these are just my opinions. Dang it. Pluto, what's up, man? Much love, Sammy. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everyone on that West Coast time. West Coast is about 3 hours behind the East Coast of America. Asia is already, it's already Friday in Asia. Guys, China's ahead of us, just like they were ahead of Trump. They checkmate his ass. Let's continue. Hal, Sam, did you hear the wrap up by Uncle Murder? Nah, I didn't. He always goes in. Now, he does, but he reminds me of MOP. Remember the group MOP? That style is over, guys. Look, the street rap, the 80s, well, mainly 90s and early 2000s, that was the street gangster rap. That's played out now. Like, for me, I don't know why you would be doing street gangster rap. Like, even if you're in a bad neighborhood, guys, with stimulus and everything now, and DoorDash and shit, and, to me, look, there's always people that are going to fall through the cracks. But, I don't know, man, I don't know, but I guess for me too, I mean, I don't know, it's just, yeah, it's not there anymore. Like, there's still bad shit going on in the world. But the whole like Uncle Murder, like, guys, Uncle Murder is trying to figure out, even though he lived a real life, I'm sure, based on everything I've seen, but I don't know, man, for me, I'm just not in that zone anymore. Why? Because like Jay-Z, you get older and you evolve. Even like wearing jewelry and like putting rims on your car, that's played out. Remember Pimp My Ride, what exhibit? That's played out. Like, guys, who has a pimped out ride now? That's played out. So everything gets played out. You know, who has platinum jewelry anymore? That's played out. Who has gold rope chains? That's played out. So, but again, now the younger people, what are they doing? Like they say, the mumble rap. I like Future, but even Future's getting up there. So rap is for the young people. And what I can tell you is everyone, like to me, Tupac was one of my biggest artists that I loved. But what I learned from Tupac is you can't stay with that street mentality. You can't keep rapping about, fucking your baby mom and killing them, and because that mentality carries over to the Tyson fight, and you die before your time. And look, and same thing with Nipsey Hussle. He thought like because he was a legit gangbanger, like he was legit in the West Coast hoods, brought up there doing real shit, that he could stay there. You can't. Guys, I almost got caught up in a strip club a few times at the end of my run. And I said to myself, I gotta get the fuck out of this environment. I'm getting too old for this shit. And I saw some of my friends, they never got too old for this shit. And they ended up like Uncle Murder. They ended up with a couple albums and they never really went anywhere. And they're very angry. And guys, very bad stuff. So what I can tell you is, guys, look, we're in a whole new dimension where Lil Nas X is not putting out Illmatic. Lil Nas X is a gay rapper who did a song with Miley Cyrus's father. And guys, that's the next dimension. The next dimension is Lil X, not Uncle Murder. The next dimension, guys, is a transgender rapper who talks about universal basic income and using your phone as your greatest resource. So, guys, Uncle Murder is from the 90s, that MOP. Like, remember MOP had, the song Stick You Up or whatever? Ante up. So, guys, if you're still anteing up people, that's a backwards motion. I told you, Hal, you should be getting the fuck out of Brooklyn, man. I tell, Coconuts, he's in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. I said, what the fuck you still doing there? Guys, Northeast is done. Now, I had that one psychopath girl, she moving to Minneapolis. Guys, that's been done. Okay. So, now even when Journey with Jordan, I blasted him, he went to Tennessee. Now, Tennessee may be on the come up because Dave Ramsey, I don't know how, man, even with the stimulus, he's blowing up his YouTube channel. But, guys, look, you want to be in the South because the South is the new North. That's true. Guys, all the people from the North took their money bag, they came South. Not because of the politics. Well, even though I do like DeSantis, I'm not gonna lie. I like that freedom. Okay, I'm not gonna lie about it. I don't like Trump, but I like his boy DeSantis. Now, if I die from the coronavirus, I like Cuomo. But if I don't die, I hate Cuomo. I like DeSantis. So, guys, the new wave is no state income tax. You live in an environment that's hot all year round, and you never see snow. Brooklyn's done. Like, remember, Biggie said Brooklyn's in the house. Guys, that's done. Brooklyn's done. Manhattan's done. Everything in the Northeast is done. Now, is Tennessee popping? Guys, I know, Buck from G Unit, he was from Tennessee. He's doing some video interviews with Vlad. But, guys, I think he got caught up with a transgender hooker. What I can tell you is, guys, you got to get to Southeast Florida. Okay, that's in a long speech. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let's take out this break. Guys, I'm done. You guys ain't ready. That's all right. Where are we at? Journey. Thanks, Sam. Great response as usual. Nah, great question, man. Thank you, brother. Palm tree emoji, boy. Get your ass back down to Naples, man. Now that you're wealthy and you make your money back in Tennessee, here's what you do, guys. You get your foot in the door. Now, Journey, you stay with this company for another couple years. Then you leverage your experience. Maybe you pick up a certification. Never get a certification until you work in that field so that you know you like it and you can leverage it. Now, 2 years later, Biden's at the end of his presidency. Bitcoin's at $1 million. Okay? You got 3 years as an IT medical guy. You come to Florida, you move back to Naples, okay, and you buy a house for $500,000. Why? Because guys, a house for $500,000 in 3 years with inflation, that's like $100,000 house now. That's going to be the cheapest house in Naples. That's what I'm telling you. Bryce. Oh yeah. Now Brooklyn, I think they're going to be giving away houses, guys. Why? Because I think Manhattan's done. I really do. Now I think Manhattan will have a renaissance. I think in about 10, 20 years, they'll rethink Manhattan. They'll knock down some of the buildings. They're going to put more Central Parks. And then in about 10, 20 years, when global warming comes and the sea levels rise, then that's when you leave Florida, you go back up north, because now there's palm trees, on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Guys, that's when Harlem's popping, okay? When the sea levels rise, okay, and global warming hits, you drive your Tesla from Naples, Florida, and then you go to Harlem. Harlem is the new Boca Raton. But right now, guys, it's a disaster. All right, let's continue. Bryce. Oh, yeah. Forgot to mention that how many times you got noticed in public. Yeah, I would say, again, all of them were pretty positive, so I'm very grateful for that. But I don't want to be noticed, and it's a negative. And I'm very grateful for everyone that watched. But even like there's some people in real life, they watch me, they think I'm talking about their wife. They think I'm talking about them because of a political thing, and they hate me now. I've had people in real life that took offense to my videos, and they hate me. And do I care? No. Why? Because guys, I already like position things that now, but look, I still care because my life can still fall apart. I am never going to be too prideful to think your life can't fall apart. And I know that you meet the same people on the way up that you do the way down. But I know when I was down, I was hanging with some people that made me go more down. So I tell you this, guys, if my YouTube thing tanks, if I get laid off and my health fails, I'm not going to be listening to Uncle Murder. I'm going to be listening to someone tell me, how do I DoorDash? How do I apply for subsidies? Why? Because, guys, I'm not going back to Uncle Murder life. Hell no, guys. I'll tell you this, Jay-Z never came back to Marcy. Why? Guys, yeah, you can come back home for a video shoot, but you ain't going to buy a house there. Why? Get the fuck out of Dodge. That's what I'll tell you. Bryce, Public, Journey. To be a YouTuber, you have to be prepared to explain to your accountant. Yeah, thank you, man. Guys, my accountant, last year, 2 years ago, I told my accountant because I had to file. That's when I started getting revenue 2 years ago. And my accountant was like, Sam, what's this Google AdSense revenue? What's that about? I said, well, that's because I got a YouTube channel. He's like, really? I didn't know you do a YouTube channel. I said, well, just on the side. He goes, what's your YouTube channel? I'm going to look it up. I said, hold on, man. I started talking about politics and stuff. I really don't want to, He goes, no, that's okay. I'm open-minded. So I told him. I don't know why I told him because I was on the spot. I wasn't expecting it. But then last year, when I went to go file my tax, I did it remote. But instead of him doing it, he pushed me off to his assistant. I think maybe because, I don't know, maybe I offended him. I don't know. But I love him. He's a good guy. Very great guy. I think he's a great accountant. Great firm. But I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like, either people love me or they hate me. But I always feel funny now when someone says, I watched your videos. Oh, shit, here we go. Here we go. How? It's the only time I listen to him. What was that? My accountant? Well, yeah, you should listen to my accountant. He's a pretty smart guy. But what I would tell you is, I remember when I had a nonprofit radio show. And my mom had told my aunt that, oh, my son's got a radio show. Now, again, I paid for it. It was a very small channel on public AM radio in Plainfield, New Jersey. But when my mom said, Sam, I told my sister, my aunt, to listen to your radio podcast today. What were you going to talk about? I said, Ma, I talked about masturbation. She's like, oh, my God. Guys, I was talking about masturbation on a Christian town. And I was playing Diddy instrumentals, guys, Rihanna instrumentals. But there was I was keeping it clean. I wasn't cursing like I curse now. I couldn't do that. But I was a little edgy for Christian radio. But there was a great, and my pastor recommended these people. I got to admit that. But there was this great woman. She was like the radio director. She was very nice to me. She let me kind of like, I didn't do anything crazy like I do here, but I was a little bit edgy. And she kind of let me do my thing without like bothering her. Yeah. Bryce, what's your thought about the 69 charter rapper and snitching? Yeah, look, it's a disaster. The people he was associating with are bad people, and he's a bad people. So, again, any unhealthy relationship takes two people. So, they both need to learn their lesson. Like, look, guys, time to move on. And, look, we all did bad things when we were young, at least most of us. But again, there's a point where you're in the strip club or when you're about to be in a fight and you get to a certain age where you say, I got to stop doing this. And I'm sure what Tekashi 6ix9ine and all the people he associated with, because I watched them interviewing before they all got caught by the feds, they were smart enough. I'm sure there were moments in their mind where they say, you know what? We need to evolve, like Jay-Z did. I give him credit. And they chose not to evolve. They chose keep to dumbing down. And they paid a heavy price. So I believe, they both got kind of like what they asked for. Now, again, I want to say like the Lord spared me. Like Kay came in here with the super chat. The Lord spared him from a kid. I could have got caught up in some bad things. Jay-Z could have. Remember the book that Prodigy wrote, Hal? Prodigy from Mobb Deep wrote a book after Jay-Z dissed him on the Summer Jam stage. He's seen him like a few months after that with his guys in a club in Manhattan, and he could have killed Jay-Z. Or he could at least beat him up severely. He had him cornered. He let him get away. He basically let him kind of slide. So even Jay-Z, guys, Jay-Z's life could have changed. He could have never got married. He could have never blew up. Now, he was still successful, but his life could have changed. So all of us have to say there's been times where we've been saved by the grace of God. But also, there's a certain point where you realize, you know what? I can't go here anymore. I can't do this anymore. I have to evolve. And that was part of the reason I got into the church. I wasn't trying to like go crazy religious, even though I got caught in that algorithm a little bit. I was just trying to figure out, how do I evolve? And I wanted to build a spiritual foundation because I believe in God even since young. But you got to do that. You got to evolve. Now, you got to get a little bit lucky again, because I realize that things can turn out differently, but that's very important for growth. Good job. Where are we at? I think I read that, Bryce. Hal, I am big on Dave Ramsey. Yeah, sometimes I hate Dave Ramsey, and I don't agree with him 100%, just like people say that about me, and I know I hate when people say that about me. But I admit, I remember I was in my late 20s. Again, I was working a lot of overtime. I was starting to get into the corporate world. And I got away from construction. See, construction, when I was working, I would work for like 10 months, then get laid off, collect unemployment, and then go back to work, because that's how it is when you're in a union for most times. And so I thought that I wasn't getting ahead because I was getting laid off. And so like you make good money, and then you get laid off, and then you drain your savings, and then you kind of start that cycle. So I evolved. I said, well, I'm not going to keep doing this. And I said, my goal was always like, once I got my journeyman certification and then I studied on my own, I got my master's electrician license. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go be a maintenance tech, or and I ended up applying for several jobs. Some interviews I failed, but there was this one job where it was like an entry level, kind of like a maintenance tech for an IT firm. And I really wasn't looking to get into IT, but I was looking to get kind of like a steady job, whether, some type of thing. And I got into that, and then that evolved, and then I got into like engineering, capacity management, etc. So there's times where you have to say, look, this career, I need to change my career. Now you have to stay with your career long enough where you get some type of certification. But there's times in your life where you have to pivot. You have to change. You have to evolve. And so, now you say, well, that's not simple. It isn't. So like I said in the interview, there's some things in life that are simple, and there's some things that aren't. But the reason you keep it simple is so that you can focus, okay, on on the things that are hard and worth it, and not on replacing a furnace. Good job. Hal, Red Dead Journey with Jordan. There are but a few, but by the grace of God. Yeah, guys, look, I believe in the grace of God, and it's been a blessing to me, and it's appreciated. Kathy, how was your day, Sam? It was good. Cop just came in the all-night gas station, so I'm about to cut this shit short. But overall, my day was good. I hope your day was good. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope my video helped you in some way. I'll see you next one. Peace.